Today I'm sitting down with Julia Schade, a vice presidential candidate for SGA. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So we're going to start off with just some questions about your experience and what SGA has kind of done for you in the past. So starting off, why did you first join SGA?
I first joined SGA last year because I really wanted to help give students a voice on this campus. Before I joined SGA, I really felt out of the loop, like I didn't know what was happening, but there were a lot of changes that I felt like needed to be made at Quinnipiac. So I really wanted to get involved and try to make those changes. And since joining, I've seen how much power the student body has, and if you voice your opinions, like things can get done.
Mm-hmm. And how has your experience overall prepared you for this next big position as vice president?
Well, I think with any initiative that I've started, there's always seems to be some kind of bumps in the road, and just being able to figure out how to overstep those boundaries and really figure out what administration to go to and stuff like that has helped me specifically, really figure out how I'm going to move forward, and in a position like this, how to help others with those kind of problems as well.
You were just talking about initiatives. I know you've spearheaded a lot of initiatives in your time in SGA so far. Can you talk about some of those?
Sure. So this year, I started out with looking at the counseling services because there was a 2-week wait period between when you signed up for counseling and then when you were actually seen. So I thought that was a big problem with that. So I worked with the health center in order to try to shorten that time. Since then, they've added more counselors, which is awesome, so more accommodating. After that, I worked on holiday lights, and so getting the quad lit up around the holidays was really exciting because just to boost morale around the finals season. And then after that, I worked on getting commuter meal plans changed because right now it's capped at $200 for students, and for a lot of people that's not enough because they're here for classes, work study, everything like that. So hopefully next year we should see changes and more options for commuters. And then most recently I've gotten the condom dispensers installed in Commons, which is really exciting because with STDs on the rise and the health center no longer open 24 hours, we wanted to make sure students are safe and trying to decrease the risk of getting an STD as much as possible.
In these initiatives that you've implemented so far, how do you think as a whole they've affected the Quinnipiac community?
I think they've helped a lot because with holiday lights, I think it was all about the morale because we all know morale's low around that time. But I think the goal is just to leave a lasting impact at Quinnipiac. So if we can help in any way just make the student experience better and kind of make student experience match our tuition that we pay, then I think it's all worth it.
If you're elected vice president, what are some changes that you're looking to implement?
So my big thing is I really want to make sure more voices are heard because I know when I wasn't in SGA, I think that's one advantage I have is that I wasn't in SGA for my freshman year, so I saw it from the outside. So I knew that there were changes that needed to be made, but I didn't know how to go about making those changes. So I want to make students aware of their resources and that student government can really make those changes happen. So I'd really like to have an open dialogue with the student body in order to get those changes made and make sure that everybody's needs and concerns are addressed. And another thing I really would like to change is increase school spirit on our campus because I think there's a lack of that right now. So with new traditions and stuff like that, I think we can make those changes. So that's what I would like to do.
That's really great. For maybe there's some students who look at your SGA experience, you didn't have that full 3 years on SGA. To those people, you said that it could be seen as an advantage. Do you want to talk more about that?
Yeah, so I think it's an advantage just because I know what it's like to be on the outside, and it can be pretty rough sometimes because there's all these problems that students face every day, and we don't know that anything is happening about it, but I think it's important to know that student government is aware of those problems too. We face the problems just like everybody else, and we're constantly trying to make those changes. But I really think that being on the outside has helped me to see what changes can be made.
And then what makes you the best candidate for the vice president position?
I think I'm the best candidate because I have a proven track record. Like, I've been always working on initiatives, and there's been results, and I think that's really what makes me the best candidate, and I'm passionate about it. I love this organization, and I love the power of the students on this campus, and I really want to make that known.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Julia.
Thank you so much.
Polls open at 8 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Make sure to vote on Do You QU. To follow along with all of Q30's SGA election coverage, make sure to go to q30tv.com/debates2019.